Hey, thank you for joining.
Yes.
It is 9:31. We are a minute late. We apologize. We apologize. Welcome, Osgore. Welcome, Bunny. This is the husband,
The wife.
the issues. She just doesn't want to say it with me. She looks at me. We rehearse this every
We
time.
don't rehearse it.
The husband.
The wife.
The issues. Thank you. Oh my God. I am Brother Artiium Muhammad.
And I am Sister Aqueelah Muhammad.
And you can find me on Twitter at Muslims Who Love Jesus.
Yes, and you can find me on Twitter at Artiium and Aqueelah. I know it's hard to spell, but I'm going to put it on when we upload it to YouTube.
Yes, and please subscribe and like our YouTube channel. We are every Tuesdays and Saturday. We had a
special edition today.
And
we had a meeting yesterday.
Yes, so today might be a part two because this is a hot topic. We got this, and we thank you all for submitting your topics. Welcome to Samara. We are going to get right into it. Also, please visit our website where we are shouting out black businesses, and we're trying to support a black business each week. A new black business at thehusbandthewife.com. So
let's get started.
Today's topic, I named my topic, You Might Die Single If. No, you might die single because, I'm sorry, I'm cheating, I saw yours. You might die single because is my topic today.
Yes, and mine is very similar. Mine is you may die single if.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who wants to die single? Not me. That's why I got married. So we're going to get right into this now. You might die single. What is this all about for the listening audience? What is this all about? You might die single. Today we're breaking down what?
We are breaking down standards versus preferences.
Oh.
A lot of people get them confused, so we want to let everyone know what is the difference.
Ooh, standards versus preferences. So first of all, for those who are listening, please.
Thank you for the hearts,
Thank
everyone.
you for the hearts, yes. And we throughout the program, we're going to ask 30 minutes. So we're going to get through this fast. But we want to ask you, we're going to ask questions, and we do enjoy audience participation as we ask certain questions, see what you guys are thinking, because it's not all about us, it's about we. So, first of all, what's the standard? Because some people may not know. Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
What's the standard? So this is a difference between standard and preference. What is a standard, though?
So, there's a huge difference between your standards and your preferences. A standard is something that has to do with your morals, your principles, your values. These are things that affect who you are to your core, to your being, to how you view and represent God in your life. So these things are things that you cannot settle on. You have to get these things in a person.
So your standards. So what about your preference? So what's the difference? You gave me your standards. So what's the preference?
Yeah, so your preferences are very different. Preferences, I believe, have a lot to do with the way you grew up, what you saw on TV, what you think the definition of a man or a woman is, things that you like. For instance, you could say, I want somebody who's tall, I want someone who's muscular, I want somebody who makes a lot of money.
Hair, big. Ooh, let me stop.
Yeah, watch it.
So these are all preferences. So okay. So how could this lend to someone dying single? Because I know today, first thing you ask a brother, men, you ask a man, what do you like in a woman? He tend to go towards the physical.
Right.
So is that a problem?
Yes.
Why can't a brother have a woman with a nice shape? Why? That to me would seem like a great wife. Isn't that the criteria that would make her a great wife?
Well, see, the reason why that's a problem is because if you think about it, there are a lot of beautiful people out there. A lot. So if you're just looking after the physical, you're going to continually meet people that are gorgeous, beautiful, whatever you're thinking that you like. But once you get into a relationship with someone, you need more than just the way they look. That kind of goes away really quickly once you get with them. If the person is annoying, you might not like the way they talk or what they do. They're just cute. That goes out the window once you get to know them.
That goes a long ways. You know, my handsomeness goes a long ways in this relationship, I like to think. So you know, I'm gonna keep it. You know, hey, I think that could isn't that suffice? I mean, really. I look at relationships, those memes on relationship goals. Most people are settling down for just a stroll in the park,
holding
hands,
while they're walking in the mall.
I mean, what consists of a real relationship? So my question is to you: what are some of the standards that you had?
The standards
that
I had? Well, for me, I wanted a man who was very intelligent, someone who I could relate to and have a conversation with. I wanted a man who was spiritual. I wanted a man who was honest, who was humble. Those are things that were really, really important to me. Someone who was ambitious was important to me because I know I have a lot of goals that I'm trying to reach, and someone who wasn't as ambitious as me would be annoying or a problem. What about you? What were some of your standards?
That's a great question. Actually, you know what? We should maybe we should all make a list, and then you should check and see if your standards are longer than your preferences, and maybe there would be a problem. What if I'm gonna get into my standards first, then I have another question I want to ask, and I'll ask the listening audience too. What are some of y'all standards? And this, since we're talking about standards, what are some of y'all standards in your partner? Well, I know some of my standards were I wanted a humble young lady. In the Bible, Proverbs 32, you know, we can talk about it. It gives a list of righteous qualities. Also, humble. I wanted a young lady that had respect for her image. I believe that if she cared about her image, that she, you know, it shows some type of self-love. I also wanted a woman that could nourishing. You know, she had to know the qualities of being feminine as well. I think that was very important for her. Now, some people say, well, how's a man? How you know what feminine is? I don't know. I happen to just look up. I remember Elizabeth Farrakhan was teaching us about femininity. And also, Dr. Ava did some peeking, and some brothers gave me this one book. Now, preferences. What were some of your preferences?
So, I decided I was gonna be real for this. Yes. I try to keep it real. Keep it real for Jesus. Hey. So, well, honestly, for me, preferences. I wanted a man that was tall, that was deep, dark chocolate, and just handsome, and skin glowing and beautiful. Of course, handsome. I wanted him to be 6'2". I'm trying to think. Just these are the kinds of things that I wanted, that I desired. 6'2". No shorter than 6'2".
So now since you got these preferences, so how does these things stop people? Will actually cause people to die single? So, cause okay, I meet I don't meet anymore. I met, and I still meet. You meet a lot of sisters. I have a sister. I have female cousins, and you know, I noticed that even though too with a lot of younger women, why is it that the height and why all those play such a huge role in the selection of a partner? Like, why does being 6'2"? Because you always hear sisters saying, gotta be tall. Why does it play such a huge role in the choosing of a mate?
Well, you know, for women, we're made differently than men. Just like men are you said you were looking for someone who's nurturing and things like that. So women, there's certain things like height and things like that make you think of strength. Someone being strong. You want somebody who can protect you. Now, something that I have noticed, this is why our preference can get in the way. If a man is trying to approach you and he say he does everything right, he wants to support you, he does everything the way he's supposed to do, and he's not, say he's your height, or say he's short in your eyes, he's less than 6'2". So this man may be a strong man. Well, actually, I should talk about the difference between a violent man and a strong man, and I think a lot of women get that mixed up too. You think if you
bad boy.
Exactly. You think you see somebody and you know he's getting into fights with people, or he's not taking nothing from nobody all the time, and you think, oh man, he's strong, he'll protect me. no, you might lose your life with that man because he's a loose cannon. You don't want somebody who's a loose cannon. You want someone who is strong and will stand up for his principles, for his morals, and for you, for your honor. You don't want somebody who's violent. And for women, a lot of times we see movies and we think they always show like the tall, masculine guy saving the day.
Oh yeah.
So you think about, okay, well, I need somebody like that. And it's not a realistic expectation. And just because someone is tall, it doesn't mean that he's not a punk and he'll just run away if somebody tries to get y'all. Like, that doesn't determine if he's actually strong or not.
You know, this is a pretty rough episode because, you know, I can see the prefaces that my wife had. And, you know, I don't really meet a lot of those. So now, great question. So if a person, well, how could you discern between the maturity of knowing that, okay, this person may not meet 80% of my preferences. So let's say as a brother, gotta have nice hair, because you know you want your children to have good hair.
Waves on slim.
Yeah. So some brothers like go down to like skin complexion,
yes, I wanted to
figure, pretty feet. These are my preferences that I had now. I dark skin was one of them. But how, from a sister point perspective too, how can you move past your preferences to should we settle for would you settle for like less preferences, more standard, or less standard and more preferences?
Well, the first thing is we have to take the word settle out of it, because when you tell somebody they're settling, you make them feel like they're not going to get everything that they really want, or they're going to be missing out on something because I didn't get the person that was 6'2", or whatever it is they wanted. The thing that we have to focus on is that you want to really focus on your standards, because your preferences are nice, but they don't really take you far. They don't measure, like for instance, I was talking about 6'2", meaning strength. That doesn't mean that he's actually strong. He might not be strong mentally, spiritually, physically, or anything.
That's a good point.
He just looks that way because that's what you've been trained to think strength looks like.
Okay.
But if like for instance, with my husband, when I was dealing with things while we were recording, sometimes I would tell him about it just to see how he would act or what he would do. And the way that he would deal with it with me by the things that he said or the things that he did, that showed me his strength. It wasn't how tall he was, but it was how he reacted to the situation that I was in. So what about you? How would, well, as a man, because I mean, I don't meet all of the preferences you had, so what would make you look past?
Actually, met about 90% of them. So I was good. So when I first met my wife, I was thinking, well, I made out. So I'm good.
Hey.
I'm good. So, but I think, you know, it's because it's funny because I think our ability not to get past the physical, what the eye can see, stop us from really missing out on a lot of great opportunities, especially the woman. I think we as men, because we're so sexually craving. Like one person commented that they heard that light skin is attractive. Well, then now that goes back into perception, media, white supremacy, because why is light skin favored over dark skin? So it goes back to a lot of different things of you know, that goes back to the system and society that we live in. Now, I mean, you know.
See, the thing about that too is it's okay to have preferences. I suppose it's that light skin. What? I mean, if you think about it, having a preference of dark skin, is that really fair too? Like we have this negative connotation of people who like light skinned people, but we don't for people who like dark skinned people. And really, it's not about your complexion at all. Yes, it's okay to like, okay, I prefer darker skin. Okay, that's great. But the truth of the matter is, it really has to do with how the person behaves. How does the person make you feel? Because I mean, once you know somebody, if the person doesn't have a beautiful spirit, they won't be beautiful physically to you.
Okay, and I got a question. So now, what are some of the most ridiculous preferences that you have heard that are keeping some of your friends still single?
Well, I'm sorry because the person who this is will know exactly who I'm talking about once I say this.
Boy.
But I won't mention your name. So I have this friend, and she always says she wants somebody 6'2". He has to be able to sing, and he has to have dimples. And I'm like, all of it, like, and to be honest, most of the guys she's ever talked to are that, and they're gorgeous and everything else, but all of them have ended because she's like, they have no substance, and I just can't. I'm sorry for any brothers who meet this criteria that is 6'2", have dimples and can sing, but in her experience, they're not what she wants because she wants someone who is spiritual, but she's completely disregarding everyone else around her for those preferences. So she continues to miss out because she keeps looking for those.
Wa alaikum salam. Oh, we got a good question. Someone said money. Now, is money a standard or is it a preference?
Well, that is a tricky one because I would say that it's kind of both.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So the reason, well,
we just discussed standards of morals and principles. There's nothing. I can't think of any morals behind money.
Well, let me keep it
how
real.
How can money be both? Like,
let me keep it
real. Do you all agree? If you agree, give me some hearts. If you disagree, give me some hearts.
If you disagree, give us some comments and give us some hearts too. But okay, the reason why I say it's both, we're also taught that romance without finance is a nuisance. And the reason why that is because we live in real life, and real life costs money. You gotta eat, you gotta keep a roof over your head, you gotta drive your car, or whatever it is that you need to do.
I just read a comment. Somebody said she's about to let me go because I have no money.
Well, I'm just kidding, guys.
Well, now, okay. So let's say a brother don't meet the standard of money, but he has dreams that come into play. Now, do you take into consideration his dreams into your standard? Does dreams even come into the picture? How can you discern between his dreams and the reality of and the truth of that dream becoming a reality?
Well, that's why I say it's both. Because the truth of the matter is, especially in the black community, our parents didn't necessarily leave us money or business or a house or anything to build on. So most of us, every generation, we're starting over. Okay. So most likely, as a young person seeking marriage, you're going to have a little, and God willing, inshallah, you're going to get more. So it's really important to look at the man for who he is. Yes, he has dreams, but what has he done so far? Is he working towards them, or is he just a dreamer? Because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says you can't help a man do nothing. So as a woman, you don't want somebody who's doing nothing. You want somebody who's working towards those goals, who has a plan for real, and he's not just talking. Okay.
So you might die single if you want a man that's 6'2", dimples, and he sings.
Yes. And that's, yes. You might die single if you're with this person. I'm sorry, because as soon as she sees this, she's going to know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Yes,
all
that's
okay.
True.
Speaking of relationships, I got a new, we're going in a new direction. Now, here's the thing. I've been seeing a lot on Twitter and Facebook. Women proposing to men. So these sisters here say, hey, I'm not going to die single. He's not proposing. So I'm going to propose
to him.
To him. Now, is that a good or bad thing? Women proposing to men. I'd like to know your opinion as well. Is that a good or bad thing?
Well, I have my opinion about it, but I really want to know what you think. As a man, do you think that's a good thing?
Okay, we got one person. I hate that women should not propose to men. We got another
bad.
Okay. And what you think?
Okay, well, I think
Thanks for the comments.
Yeah, I think it's bad because you don't really get a chance to see if the man really likes you or not when you do that. Because what you're doing is saying, like, I'm all in, and you're not really making sure that the man is all in too. Women have a tendency to give a lot and give it all before they even know that the man that they're talking to is on that same level. And I think that when you do that, you're setting yourself up for a man not rising to the occasion and not rising up to the standard. But what do you think? As a man, what do you think?
My brother said he want to rock as far as a ring.
Thank you for your comments.
You know, I think Ms. Louis Farrakhan teaches that's one of the greatest honor that a man can do is to get down on a knee. For what that represents and symbolizes is a state of humbleness that he will get down as a shield of the most highest honor to take your hand in the marriage to build this journey, to go along this journey within the life. Now, I don't agree. I'm not for sisters getting down on one knee or however they want to do it, proposing to the man. I think, as we've been taught, that the woman is the prize, not the man. I mean, yes, it's a prize to have a man, but he is not the prize. So I'm not for this women proposing to men situation. So sisters, if you're thinking about proposing to your man, don't do it.
Because the other thing too, sisters, if he's not proposing and professing that he wants to be with you, there's probably a reason for that. He might be getting himself together because he has a certain standard that he wants, but also he might not want you.
Knowledge dart. What is a knowledge dart? A knowledge dart is a moment of enlightenment that we share an interesting fact that you may not know. So, a knowledge dart. Ready? 10% of women, according to a University of Pennsylvania study, 10% of women are now proposing to men. So, it is a growing trend. It's the thing to do. So, we're both saying nay to proposing to men.
Yeah.
It's a nay?
It's a nay.
It's a big nay.
It's a no nay.
So we have about, what, 8 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yes. So I want to talk about, do you think it's possible to love the wrong person?
Oh, wow. Do I think it's possible to love the wrong person? You know, that's a very good question. I think, yes, it is possible to love the wrong person. What is it really the wrong person? Because what about your friends? Like, you love them. You mean in the way of romantic love?
Romantic love.
Yes.
So everyone's saying yes.
Yes, it is possible to love the wrong person because you may confuse some of your preferences as the standard, and now you got the wrong person. Because let's say, for instance, your friend who only deals with brothers who are 6'2", dimples, and can sing, she's constantly running into the wrong person and loving them. What about you? Do you think it's possible to love the wrong person?
Yes, and for the same instinct, someone said yes, and it hurts. And I would totally agree with that. And I think, especially for sisters, we get caught up with this a lot. And I think the thing that happens is, say my standards, there's this guy around who likes me, but his standards are not what mine are. Say, like for me, I couldn't date anyone who was smoking and drinking and cursed a lot. So say this guy, but he's my friend. He comes around, I'm not interested in him. He comes around, he's always hanging around me, being my friend, helping me out when I need help, you know. And I start talking to him about, yeah, I mean, he's my friend. I told him I'm not interested. So, whatever. We're friends. So he starts taking me to the movies, you know. We hang out in groups or whatever. And now, all of a sudden, you know, I'm having a bad day, so he's the first person I call because he's always there. So now I'm letting him into my life. I'm letting him into my sphere. So not even necessarily sleeping with the person, but just letting them into your personal life, being there for you. So now I'm used to that. So now we ended up being in a relationship just because he's always there. So here's the thing. Now we're in a relationship. Now we're together. But he does these things I hate. He's smoking. He's drinking. He's doing these self-destructive behaviors. So now when he does these things, we're in a relationship now. And I love the person because he's always there for me. These are things that we fight about that we should never have to fight about. Because this person is just, you know, they were always there. And now you block the person that you're supposed to be with because you develop feelings just because you allowed somebody to come into your space.
Yes, I agree. You know what? I just saw no friends of the opposite sex. You know, that's a good topic maybe for one day of discussion or if we have time. But men and women being friends, I mean, I don't think it's possible because it's not the individual, it's nature. Now, can it happen? Can it happen?
Yeah, but,
yes,
but
it
usually
can.
One person, unbeknownst to the other person,
yes,
likes you or you like them.
It is possible, but I think nature will kick in. So in nature, by nature, you will be attracted to that person that, like you say, in love with the wrong person. Maybe that person is always around and because you're used to them, or they may, do
it's
certain
comfortable.
things, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Then you find yourself, hey, this person don't look that bad, although they may not meet may not live up to none of your standards, but because they're around, you'll be comfortable. It's like being in a room that smells. Like,
oh my goodness! So this brother is saying he doesn't agree. He can't help it if they're attracted to him. Yes, but do you really want to hurt someone's heart, even if it's unintentional? Like, that's also part of our teaching as well, that we don't just hang out with people of the opposite sex. We don't have casual conversations. Of course you can give them the greetings of peace and say, hey, what's up? How's the family? But you don't want to sit and chat with somebody that's the opposite sex all the time, because that is what actually helps someone to fall in love. If you think about the person that you married and you fall in love with, why is that? Because you could relate to them, because you talk to them.
Oh, I got a question. Well, I know we're running out of time, but I know what? Seeing that a lot of men preference lists probably are longer than their standard list, is it because men do not see women as human beings? Or just as sex objects? So
that's the whole topic in itself.
Yes.
Like, I can talk for hours about the fact that there's a lot of men in this society that don't see women as human beings.
You have to ask yourself, because as a lot of times I have to check myself, because if the first thing you see or you adorn about the woman is her physical and that's it, then you only looking at her
as honorable.
Yeah, he teaches us that you have devoured her. So someone asked me what kind of microphone is this? This is actually a prop. This is a prop. You know what? It would be a person with a University of Florida label that would ask that question, because as a graduate of the Florida State University, it would be a person of the University of Florida label to ask that question. Guy. So I know why they asked that question. I can tell by the school they went to. So it's totally fine. I don't blame you. Just your education. Oh, sorry. All right, we have about 2 minutes. We'll get into our announcements, and we're wrapping it up. Our first announcement: the economic boycott is still happening. We are supporting our own Buy Black.
Yes.
Today's black business that we're trying to support is Freedom Paper Company. Yes, there is a black company that makes toilet paper
and paper products,
paper towels. That's the black business that we're trying to support. Freedom Paper Companies. So that's what we're doing. We're also still boycotting Up With Jesus
and Down With Santa.
Down With Santa. So keep our dollars in our community. So it's nothing hate crime about it. There was a video going around on YouTube, and these people were calling these people haters because they are telling other black customers to support black businesses. So that's what we're going to do. Also, check out our website and sign up. The husband, the wife.com, where we're giving inside scoops, and we also give out information of the black business of the week that we support, so your business can be featured in our newsletter. So sign up. Any other announcements?
Is that
Saturday? New show.
Yeah, we don't know what the topic is yet, guys. Give us some ideas. Yes, it's Freedom Paper Company, and yes, it's good toilet paper, guys. So it's regular toilet, just like any other place.
What if I'm in Puerto Rico? You can order online for Freedom Paper Company. I think it's freedompapercompanyco.com. Sign up to our newsletter. I will send the information out about Freedom Paper Company.
Yeah.
That's what we're supporting. So when we use up the last of our we got Scott toilet tissue.
Don't even mention it.
We're going black owned after that. We're trying to go everything black owned.
It's regular. I mean, it's regular toilet paper, so you shouldn't be allergic to it.
Shouldn't be allergic.
Unless, if you're allergic to toilet paper, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't help you with that, bro. That's a whole new topic in itself.
But that's not something that we discussed on the show.
So join us Saturday, God willing, at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're only 30 minutes in length. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for all the comments.
Yes, we appreciate it, guys. You guys make the show great.
Yes. So until then, thank you for tuning in to The Husband,
The Wife,
The Issues.